United 3, Everton 1. I should have said it the other way around. Alex, first ever fan cam on JDA football. It's not the best one to start off with, is it?
No, it was an absolutely dreadful game. I thought Everton were absolutely tragic. We made Manchester United look much better than they were. First 2 goals, absolutely dreadful defending, and then we just had to push for the equaliser, and then you got one on the break. So, yeah, absolutely abysmal.
So as the game overall, I mean, you had 55% possession, we had 45%. Would you say that's how the game played out?
Well, I mean, it looked like we had the most chances, and then you kept catching us on the break, and then we used to break it down, and then we were so slow getting forward, and then just played on the edge of the box, and then we just tried to put some crosses in, but obviously with only Calvert-Lewin up front, he's not going to win them all the time, and the ones he did win, we almost scored from. So yeah, it's just like the Newcastle game, poor tactics, and we really missed Richarlison down that left, even though Bernard, I thought, had a very good game.
Yeah, what do you think of him? Because he's coming for Richarlison. It was something like you've played 7 games without Richarlison and you've lost all of them. Or you didn't win any of them even.
I mean, he reminds me of James Rodriguez. It's like having both wingers cutting inside and playing it to the striker. But he doesn't make the runs that Richarlison does. He can put a pass in and then we'll be through on goal. But he needs to then be the one to cut inside and get a goal from that. But he's just not that type of player. And yeah, we really missed Richarlison today. But I thought he played very well. He took his goal very well, obviously. Calvert-Lewin get the flick on, and then I think it was Lindelof got a tiny touch on it, and then he just brings it down and puts it in the bottom corner. But from then it just all went downhill, and yeah.
Yeah. So there were some challenges in the game which I thought could have been given as a penalty, didn't get given as a penalty. That first one on Maguire, where it's come in, Pickford's misjudged it, or he's let go of the ball sort of. I thought he got pushed initially, but I don't think he did. And then Maguire goes for it, knees it up in the air, and then Keane and Pickford smash him virtually. Do you think that's a bet?
At first glance, I thought it was, but yeah, it's up for debate. I think it's a bit 50-50 because obviously Maguire did get the touch on the ball and he did put it over, and it was Pickford's fault that he dropped it again, and it was almost identical to the one against Brighton. But yeah, I think it probably should have been a penalty, but it would have been pretty harsh if it was given as one, seeing as both players did go for the ball, and then Maguire got there first. So.
And then the other one was where it was offside, but then Luca Dean came in and Maguire. I thought it was a good tackle at first, but then I saw the follow through. Would you say that was a penalty, even though it would have been called off for offside? Even
I thought if it wasn't offside, I think they might have given it as a penalty, and then it would have gone controversial decision and all that. But Maguire did get the ball first, but then he got Digne's foot as well, and that's the exact same situation almost as what Digne got sent off for against Southampton. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's another 50-50 for me. But yeah, obviously he wasn't sent off and he's played on the game and didn't end very well. So.
Yeah, and I know you're not a big fan of Iwobi, but when he did come on, he looked quite good, I thought. What about you?
Yeah, I thought he played better than he usually did. He was actually running at defenders rather than just crossing it in first time, which I really admired. But he doesn't give that durability that James has, cutting inside and then putting in a good ball. He just runs onto his right or passes it to Coleman, and yeah, at that point I thought Iwobi wasn't the best person to come on. If we had Gordon on, I thought he would run at the centre backs and Luke Shaw is a left back, and then maybe not put the same crosses Iwobi did in, and then we probably would have scored better. But we had the chances to score. Luca Dean hit the post or the crossbar when it was 1-1. He could have squared it easily.
I was about to say.
He could have scored, and then it's just missed chances, and then the defending was just all wrong. But I think the setup as well. There was one point where I was because there was one point that Holgate was putting a cross in, and then Michael Keane was also putting a cross in,
yeah.
and you think, shouldn't they be the ones that are in the box and then trying to win the header? And then it's just we had enough chances to cross the ball in and then maybe get a flick on, and like you did with both of your first two goals, but we just didn't put enough crosses in. James was the only one trying to before the 70th minute, and yeah, it's just, and then we bring him off for getting Cenk Tosun, who's not going to win a header or put a cross in, and the only 3 touches he did have, he ruined our counter attack. So
Yeah.
yeah.
When we previewed the game yesterday in the podcast, I was very scared about Lindelof and Maguire coming up against Calvert-Lewin, but I thought they did quite well against him.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they did better than they did because we weren't putting that good aerial balls to him. But I think after the 30th minute, Calvert-Lewin was just so isolated that he couldn't really do anything against them. But before the 30th minute, I think they had him in their he had them in his pockets. And obviously we got the first goal from it, and then from there we just tried to play route one football from Jordan Pickford, who, to be fair to him, he did make a few good passes, but yeah, just not the right type of play and not the right opponent to be playing that type of play against. So
Yeah. Looking forward to your next game. I know it's 2 weeks' time because of the international break, which is a bit boring. But anyway, Saturday, the 21st of November, you play Fulham away, I believe. 3 o'clock kickoff. How do you see that going?
well, we haven't won in 4 games, but if we were going to beat anyone realistically, it'd be Fulham out of our next few games. I think we've got Leeds after that. I can't see us getting that good a result against them, and then we've got Burnley, who hopefully we could win against. But yeah, I could definitely see us taking all 3 points at Fulham.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing that. It must have been painful talking about your loss. But yeah, up the Reds, and we move on. Make sure to check out all the socials and all that stuff. And yeah, we'll see you soon. See you in a bit.